Thank you for staying with us. It is still the conversation here on Lagos Television. And the political atmosphere in Lagos and across the country is gradually building ahead of the 2027 general elections. And one of the major talking points within the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, is the outcome of the governorship primaries in Lagos. And joining us on the conversation this morning to give an objective review concerning the APC Guber Primaries, we are joined by the coordinator, Renewed Hope Ambassador for Ifako Ijaiye Local Government, Honorable Rotimi Adeleye. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. All right, let's begin with the general assessment of the APC governorship primaries here in Lagos. How would you describe it?
Well, for me, what has happened for the past 1 week concerning all the primary election is a show of the fact that there's what we call internal democracy in APC. And when we're talking about internal democracy, we have to talk about the process. How are you running the party? Is it a party that is accessible to the common man? And that is what has been displayed. Every individual were allowed to come out to show to the whole world who they want to represent them at all levels. And that is what has happened in the last primary election held in Lagos State.
Okay, also to corroborate what you've said, according to some reports that I have seen on the dailies, many party members also described it as peaceful and coordinated, and you have also said that it shows internal democracy. So what other factors do you think has contributed to this outcome?
I must say to you that one key factor is the factor of the man who is seated as the leader of the party, and that's no another person than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And that is a man who practically is a party man. It's someone who won't allow for anything to go easily except if that thing goes through the right process. And when you have such a person as a leader of a party and who also is the president, you will take it that everything will be allowed to go the best way it should go. As a matter of fact, what has been displayed is a total conclusion that we have a president who is doing things on the basis of global best practices. The best way you are going to get it everywhere, all over the world, when you talk about democracy. And that's what you have seen displayed.
Okay, still focusing on the Guber polls here in, primaries rather, here in Lagos. Now, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat eventually emerged as the flag bearer for the party for 2027 Guber elections. Now, in your view, what qualities or political strengths do you think stood him out?
Congratulations once again to Dr. Obafemi Hamzat. The emergence of Dr. Obafemi Hamzat is what I would describe as a bumper electoral gift for Lagos State, to the Lagos people. And how do I mean when I say bumper? This is someone who is even qualified to be governor before now. And this is someone who has the requisite knowledge, the capacity, the competence to handle the administration of Lagos State. And this is how we have to look at it. We have to start to look at what he has done in the past. This is somebody who has a very good knowledge of what we call Lagos State on the street. When I say on the street, this is someone who could sit down and tell you the overhead bridge that goes from one particular location to one corridor, and it will describe Lagos for you while seated in a place, in a position, in a location. And that is the kind of a person that you will allow to rule a state. Somebody who does not have the knowledge, geographical knowledge of a state, can't rule that state. Because it's from that geographical knowledge that you will bring out all the very peculiar problem each of the localities are having. And that will be able to go to cabinet meeting with an overview of what the Commissioner of Environment is going to talk about, what the Commissioner of, he already has an overview. Such is the quality that the man called Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, carries. Those are the quality he has, and that is what is going to stand him out in the event of his emergence and eventual, coming into the office as the governor of Lagos State. He's so much, and that is to talk about all the while when he served as special advisor at the Ministry of Works at federal level. What is also spectacular is when you check what happened when he was Commissioner for Science and Tech. When he was Commissioner for Science and Tech, he did all by himself, conducted a census, the census of Lagos State. And that census, when it was compared with the one that was held by the federal government, it was a very sharp difference. And there was an astounding one to the one he conducted because of the professionality, the professional way he did this. He did his own. And that shows that this person has the capacity. When he's producing figures, the right elements that can make up administration when it comes to census compared to what was produced at federal level. That is also something that, stands him out as a person who has the capacity to rule Lagos State as a governor.
Still talking about the seat of the governorship in Lagos. For the APC, they have, governed for over 2 decades now in Lagos. But again, for whoever who emerges as the governor of the state, what are the expectations, or what do you think that the common man or Lagosians expect from whoever emerges as the governor?
See, APC in Lagos State, away from the issue of APC, and that's one thing, again, you are going to enjoy from the person of Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, away from party politics, talking about what we call development as it is, as you can get it everywhere in the world. He's somebody who is set. If you listen to his acceptance speech, where he was talking about making sure that he's going to give service delivery, and when you talk about service delivery, you're talking about infrastructure, provision of infrastructure. When you're talking about earth, so this is somebody that is going to look at holistically that what is he going to do to common men, Lagosians in general, whether you have PDP, whether you are APC. We are looking at someone who has the capacity, who has the knowledge to give service, to deliver to everybody on the street as to their aspiration and what it means to, get the dividends of democracy. You're going to get that from somebody like him.
Okay. You've spoken well of Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, but again, bringing it back to Lagos residents, beyond party, beyond whatever political affiliations. Now, Lagos is a place where you have a lot of people coming into the state on a daily basis because it is a place where you come and you prosper, provided you know what to do. These are some of the things that our guests on the show have alluded to Lagos State. And now, so it's a state where you have the population growing on a daily basis. And what areas do you think that Lagosians are expecting an improvement on? Is it in the area of transportation, housing, security, youth empowerment, or even cost of living? Where do you think that Lagos residents need more focus at the moment?
Well, concerning the yearnings of the people, one that is very critical is road networks. And concerning that specifically, I know also that the man called Dr. Obafemi Hamzat is prepared to really work on that. I know there are quite a large number of other blueprints that are already in the way and the pipeline for him to implement concerning that. Talking about road networks and talking about transportation at the same time. The sanity on our road, it's not that fine, talking about the yellow bus and all of that. All of that is going to organize it in such a way that it will help the mass populace and the people of Lagos. Another that is critical is the health care, because over time you will see influx of, states that are border states with Lagos State, people coming to access healthcare services in Lagos State from all those states. I know it's going to be a focus for him to see how to improve capacity in the area of healthcare so that they will be able to take care of those kinds of influx and people that are coming in to Lagos State on daily basis. Mosu is someone who has very great passion when it comes to taking care of healthcare as it concerns women and children. And I'm very sure, I'm cocksure that that area specifically is going to be looked into. Because
so I'm not talking about what he wants to do or what he intends to do. Now, on the part of, you've spoken so well of what you expect him to do, which is okay. But now let's look at it from the lens of the people.
That's what I'm saying. One critical area that I know we need attention is healthcare, because I am from the corridors of the Agbole Akuti. That's where I live. And I know, because that's a borderline, I know how many people on daily basis comes into Lagos State from that end to access public services, health services. And that area would need attention as we move into the next administration in Lagos State.
Okay, we can't have this conversation and not also talk about the presidential primaries that was held too, and having the current president also winning and his acceptance. But we talked about it a little this morning on our show, and he said that he understands the plight of the people, and he's even losing weight on top of the matter. But that's on the light side. But beyond talks now, what more do you think that the APC needs to do to convince residents that they really understand the plight of the people? Because times are hard.
Yes, times are hard. But let me quickly say this. The reason why it is so is because the sitting government, the sitting president, has refused to do things the ad hoc way. How do I mean by ad hoc? We come in, we pancake, and we go. No, he wasn't ready for that any longer. What he's ready to do, which is making things look the way it is to do a long-term plan. And when when you're putting in place a long-term plan, certainly there will be some kinds of
no pain,
ups,
no gain,
ups and downs, no pain, no gain. So that's what he's trying to do. And for us to achieve that, for us to enjoy it, we will have to tarry. So, and in the process of tarrying, what we need to look at vis-a-vis what is going on is what has been happening. And in terms of what has been happening, we'll look at, let's take education for instance. Look at the massive loan that students are getting. And all of this has never happened before. These are outstanding programs and projects. Look at, ever since he's been president, how many strikes at university level have we recorded? Look at, so you have to begin to assess these pains with the things that, you see, the progress might not be geometric, but we have to look at it, are we moving at all? That's the point. Are we moving at all? There are pains. And the reason why there are pains is because the man doesn't want to do the ad hoc thing. We do a little, we leave it. He is doing surgery. Surgery entails critical process. Surgery entails holistic address into a particular matter. It's not something, you see how surgeons do when they are in the theater. they painstakingly, as a matter of fact, nurses will even hold bowl for them to painstakingly take what they want to use without rushing, and that is the process we are. So, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is someone who's a process person, and what he's trying to do requires system. You know, doing a surgery for the system to come back in place, not for what he is going to benefit from, but for the purpose of what the future generation are going to benefit. So that it will look at how many people has passed through this place and what have they done. So it's going to be a matter of looking ahead and planning up ahead for the future.
So we are going through the surgical phase right now.
That's exactly
light at the end of the tunnel.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. All right. Now, still talking about doing a review of the APC primaries. So ahead of 2027 now, do you think that the outcome of the primaries so far will somehow strengthen the APC ahead of the general elections when you look at what is going on in other political parties at the moment?
Yes, of course. And why do I say yes? Because when you pride yourself as a leading organization, a leading party, you must be able to show to others the way things are supposed to be done. Not the way things are supposed to be done alone, but even when you check all over the world. That's why I used earlier when the word global best practices. This is what happens all over the world. If you are going to go into a general election, you must pass through primary election. And all of that will strengthen internal democracy. And that's why you see, gradually, Nigeria will transit from a country that usually have one party today and that party dying another day. Because this kind of activities, this kind of process will make any party that is going to exist be stronger, not having 20 parties or 30 parties. Those that are going to be existing are going to be stronger because there has been a process that has made them grow and be stronger for whatever they want to make out of the politics of the country. So this primary that APC has had will serve as a kind of a sample for others to follow, particularly those that are interested in true democracy, not the Janjaweed democracy, so to say.
All right. So again, the list of those who won the primaries have been released. And of course, again, how important is the need for reconciliation? Now that's within the party after the primaries, because again, some people, did not win, while some won. And so to maintain, for the parties now to maintain unity and also ensure that everyone aligns with the ideology of the party, how important is reconciliation among members?
Of course. It is often logical that in most cases you can't get a situation of 100% perfection. And in that wise, that is why the APC immediately after the primaries, as a matter of fact, before the primaries, they've set that and put it in line of their own process, that there's going to be room for appeal. So after the primary, if the result of the primary does not suit you, you go to appeal. And I think that is the process they are in now. You present your case, and they look into it. And after appeal, they now go to another level of internal reconciliation. Because all of us can be governor, all of us can be at the House of Assembly or House of Rep. So there will be reconciliation and consideration that, okay, after appeal, even though you don't have a very good grant, okay, don't worry. At another time, we'll get you something else. And that is what life takes. As it is in this studio, you are presenting. You can have, at the same time, up to about 10 people that will be doing this. There are people behind the scene. There are people behind the camera. So everybody will be involved. So it's a matter of a time. It's a matter of time.
Okay, beyond the talks now about elections and all, Nigerians are increasingly demanding accountability and visible governance outcomes beyond whatever political party, you know, is involved. How do you think this will shape the 2027 elections?
As a very good president, not sure at a particular time you were about, I think that particular video was became very viral in the social media, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, was talking to a particular gathering that speak to consult your governor. I am doing everything.
Now they have more money. Hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable, that's the word. And what are we talking about? We are saying, as a president, those things that we are saying we are going through, the pains we are going through, he has done his own calculation that with the policy, economic policy is putting in place, certain monies are available. And those money, if they, talk to those people who are the ends of affairs, either at state level or local government level, no matter how hard the pains might be, there would still be some sort of succor. Do you understand? And to a large extent, with that gesture, with that attitude, and with that plan from the president's hand, it shows that we can look ahead with hope that by even after 27 general election, Nigeria is going to be better for what we call accountability.
Still on accountability, one other thing again is trust. Like it or not, a lot of people have lost trust, and also I'll link it with voter apathy, because again, what will an election be like if people do not come out to vote, and their civic responsibility? So I'd like you to address the issue of trust, voter apathy, and some people also feel that, oh, my vote will not count, so there's no point coming out to vote. How important is it for people to understand that voting is your civic duty and you have to?
On the issue of trust, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing a lot. His recent trip out of the country recently, if you check the way he was addressing the press, he was actually practically talking about things he wanted to do and things to be expected as a result from all of those policies. And true to it, if we check presently the things he has done in the past 2 to 3 years now, if you check what he has done, you will be able to, have more confidence. I tell you for free, students are now having enough trust, enough confidence in his policies, because the issue of the loan that is given them has become, a very easy thing for them to access. But if they have put it as a policy and it does not, happen in the real sense of it, then the issue of, doubts will come in. So on the issue of trust, he's been able to achieve a little. And the other one is the fact that those that are doubting, we can't blame them for it. It's like that. Human nature requires that you have, messages come again and again and again before people will get hold of it to be truthful. It's not one-off. The journey Nigerians have gone through, right from the days of the military till now, you won't get it easily for them to quickly, hone and trust the system right away. Because you know what we have gone through. It was just yesterday that, I was in a conversation with somebody and I asked that person, do you still remember Sofa Basha? That was what I told her. Because in Yoruba form, that's what they called that thing that time. It's a small, then that is suffering. That was a time that you can't go through, even when you are within a public bus, you have to be mute. That was a time that on the streets of Lagos, you cannot talk anyhow. So we've gone through a lot. And we can't go through all that and quickly want everybody to open their arms immediately to accept what we have on ground. It's going to be gradual. It's human nature.
So it's a process. Like you said again, we are going through a surgical time.
Yeah.
And after the surgery, everything will be okay.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Rotimi Adeleye, Coordinator, Renewed Hope Ambassador, Ifako Ijaiye Local Government, for sharing your thoughts and perspective on the APC Guber Primaries in review.
You're welcome.
The conversation continues. Stay with us.